I'm really appreciative of all the support that I got from all of you. So take a deep breath and stretch your legs a little bit. And I want to introduce to you my partner of more than 40 years to take the next session. And Jori, thank you for celebrating with me. I couldn't have done the book without you. Jori was really there for me, many different stages of writing the book, and really pulled extra weight in terms of our household duties and chores and so forth, to allow me the time to focus on the book. So thank you, Jori, and hope you enjoy your hour as much as I did.
Thank you, Jim. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you all for being here with us and celebrating this launch of this new book, Pathways to Nonviolent Communication. And as Jim shared before, it's based on our work, Pathways to Liberation, that we did with Jack Lehman and Jake Gottwalls in 2007 and 2010. And that continues to be a personal gift of growth for me. I feel I'm a lifelong learner, and it still is fun. I get insights looking at it, and just thrilled that you wrote about it, Jim. Thank you. And let's see, the topic is gratitude. So, Jim, was there more you wanted to say before I launched into this? Okay, so yeah. I found that the skill of gratitude was really profound for me. My awareness of my choice to focus on something that I appreciate has been one of the greatest gifts of my life, both within myself and also in support of my connections and my mission. When I was a social change activist with an organization called Results, we would meet with our US senators and representatives about supporting food and health initiations nationally and internationally. We would start our meetings with acknowledging what the senator or the representative has actually done that we appreciate, and sometimes empathy for the challenges that they were seeing. So we'd really meet them there. And this sincere level of interest and care supported more personal connection and trust, and sometimes even a relief for our politicians. And they were just willing to listen, and they were open to us. And while people in other organizations complained about the difficulty in getting a meeting, we were welcomed with personal connection, interest, honesty, all those things and honesty about what they were willing to do. So this was a great gift, and made it really clear to me that gratitude is important. And this was even before Marshall. So it was not before Marshall, but before I knew Marshall. So, so Marshall, the founder of CMVC, as you probably know, would sing a song called "Where, oh, where does the energy come from to care for humanity? When it's more than I can handle, just taking care of me." And he made it so very clear in his life too, that he really needed to focus on gratitude, and he wanted to share that with people so that they had the capacity to learn and grow and to take care of themselves as we do some of the work in our personal relationships as well as in the world. So I want to invite you into a gratitude process, and this comes directly from Marshall. And it's an opportunity for you to actually get something you can write on, or to a place in your computer, and it'll be an opportunity for us to practice. So the first thing the first part of this practice is to write down something specific someone did that made your life more wonderful. What did you hear, see, taste, touch, smell, using your senses, not the backstory, just the observation. So an example would be, Jim is doing the Zoom tech support for us here. It's an observation. Someone contributed something that worked for you. If you need another minute or so, put your hand up so I know. Now we'll go into the next part. I won't call on you, I just need to know. Okay, so looks like everybody's got the first part of it. So what you have just done is to make an observation, just the observable. And the second part is write down the need that the action contributed to. So for me, in this example of Jim support, it is support. That is the need, and some trust and ease. Thank you, Jim. Put up the needs wheel here. That's helpful for you. Anybody has any questions about the needs? Feel free to ask. If you need more time, put your hand up. Not seeing any. So we'll walk to the third step. And this step is really about what you're experiencing right here, right now. And in particular, write down how you feel right now as you write this gratitude. To really notice in your body, notice whatever emotions arise. For me, it's appreciation and security. And then the fourth step. You don't need to write anything right now, but just to notice what it feels like in your body as you connect to that sense of gratitude. Right now, savor that feeling. Might notice something in your face or your chest. Maybe you're smiling. Just notice and be with that. And then This is such an important piece, this last piece, after you have savored and connected to the needs and really let yourself feel that. Write down now what you did that helped to make it happen. You were part of this actually happening. Maybe it's in response to something you did, or maybe you just showed up at the right time and place, but you did something. So for me, I agreed to offer this session. So that's how I feel and what action means to me right now. And Jim, if you would make breakout rooms with 3 people.
Okay, and how long would you like the breakout rooms to last?
So give people about 2 minutes each. So, and no, do a little bit more. Go ahead and do about 8 minutes.
Okay, so that would be a total of about 8 times 3. Most of the groups will be 3. And so 8 times 3 is about 24 minutes. Is that what you had in mind, Jori?
Say it again, sweetie. What,
20, about
I
20,
wasn't paying attention to your math.
yeah, about 24 minutes, 8 minutes apiece, you said?
No. I meant a total of giving people about 2 or 3 minutes, but
Oh,
I
okay,
see
so-
we have some extra time. So why don't you make it about 10 minutes?
Okay,
total?
so I'll set the timer.
12 even.
I'll make this timer for
Okay.
10 minutes, and then there'll be 2 more minutes at the end to finish up. And what do you want people to do in the group?
It's an opportunity to actually celebrate, to actually share what it's like to touch into this gratitude, and an opportunity to hear from other people and live and just sort of swish around in that space of gratitude together.
Okay. Savitri has a question. Do you want to answer it, Jori?
Sure.
Go ahead,
I
Savitri.
wanted to know, I was not clear about the last step. That is, I connect to the action, then the needs, then the feelings. And the 4th step is?
So basically, what did you do to make this happen? You received what seems like a gift in this point, at this moment. You're celebrating something that, and so, but you had a part of it. It didn't just happen to you. You actually contributed to making it happen.
Okay. So I also means I am actually celebrating someone else doing something for me, but also for that doing, I have done something. So I'm.
Yeah. Right, exactly. That you're part of it, that it didn't just happen in the world, like poof, life happened. You had a part.
Okay, so can you make this example by clear by a concrete example?
Thank you for asking me. I didn't do that on that last part. And so for me, the part is what I did to make it happen was I agreed to offer this session.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So your observation was like Jim is supporting you, and then in the beginning, then you had the needs for support met, and then you felt celebrative, and then the what you did to make this happen is you offered this session, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And also I asked him. I also made a request.
Yeah, you made a request to him. Yeah. Okay. That's clear. Okay, thank you.
I'll put it in the chat too, the practice, so you'll find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, you'll be in this breakout room for about 10 minutes, and then you'll get a note that the breakout room is closing, but there'll be 2 extra minutes. So just ignore that, unless you're ready to come back. And but you'll have a total of 12 minutes. So each person in the group will have 3 or 4 minutes to just share your experience of going through this gratitude practice. And we'll see you all back here in about 12 minutes. If you've arrived, I might have to do some adjusting. I always have to do some adjusting because people come and go. So be patient if you end up in a room alone, and we'll get you a partner here in just a minute. Jori, if you could start at the bottom of the list and start putting people into groups, I'll start at the top.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay, better do that. All right. I didn't realize we were actually, you were doing that. So if there are any other questions or comments while we're doing
No,
this,
Jori, they're already in their groups. We're just trying to get the
Oh.
people who are still stuck with us into the groups.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh, I
people came in
gotcha, I
and
gotcha,
went.
gotcha. Oh, you did it, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
You start at the bottom and I start at the top.
And 1, 2, 3. Wow, amazing. All
Yeah.
right. Assign to
My goodness.
yeah, I don't know how to get to the very bottom, which is really assign to
14 more to go. That was a learning. Okay, everyone has been assigned to a room. Let's just check and see if there's anybody who's alone now.
I don't seem to have an option to join a breakout room.
Yeah, let me just check here, Rory, let's see what's going on for you. Maybe Eric will find you too, and we can try moving you to a different room. Sometimes that helps.
If you're assigned to a room, if you can find your breakout button and see if, okay, I see a thumbs up. Okay, that was easy.
Oh, I'm having trouble with room 34. Here's somebody alone
Okay.
there, Eric, if you can put them somewhere else.
I will do that right now. Thank you.
I'm sorry I got knocked off. That's
Okay.
really-
We are still building groups here, believe it or not.
Wan Fu, I'm gonna move you into a room. Is that okay? I think you were in a room by yourself.
Okay. I came back to main room.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
See, hi.
Is there anybody else that would like to be assigned to a room that is not? Okay,
Yeah,
David is running his practice group.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jori, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm no longer a host, so,
I'll
which
work-
might be a good thing because I've screwed up a couple times here.
That's okay.
We'll give you more opportunities. Let's go.
If you want help, make me a host.
Okay, looks like no one else is alone now.
Okay, Monica, I'm just blown away to see your face, by the way, your photo. It's been so long. Monica's from Hawaii also. We've known her for a long time, but haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. I heard that you guys are doing an NVC thing, and I'm like, yay!
Yep. We do it weekly too. You're welcome to join us.
Okay, maybe later you could send me the link of my email because I didn't know about that one.
Maybe my staff here, Jim will put it into the chat if they want to join our practice group, Jim.
Yeah, I will.
In your spare time, I know you're doing a lot right now.
Yeah, I'll just make myself a note to make sure Monica's on our mail list.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And Monica, if you could put your email in the chat, I probably have it somewhere, but just in case, just put your email in the chat and then make it easier for me to do it later.
Well, maybe Jim, you can actually give people a link and they can just do it themselves. I can get that link if you'd like. No, I can't. I
I'll
can't.
send you a message in the chat, a direct one.
Great, perfect.
Okay, still scrolling.
So we should
through
be
Annie's
we
face.
should be adding some time because a lot of people didn't get there, you think?
Yeah, I think we got plenty of time, so I'll just say that I'm going to add 5 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
5 more minutes.
I saw Sionsa and Mira, you've turned on your cameras. Were you wanting something or?
Nobody joined me in my room. I had one.
Oh,
Okay, we're
It's all
still
right.
yeah, we're still joining people to rooms. So we had a lot of people come and go. It was quite a shock to me. I learned something.
I'll move Mira somewhere.
Yeah.
What? Okay, do you happen to remember the room number you were in? Although I'll have it in a second here.
35.
Oh, you're the best. Okay, here we go.
But she
Oh,
said she was the only one there, so.
But she,
right.
There was someone else, but he wasn't speaking or didn't turn on his camera.
Okay,
Right.
thank you. I'll move you into 32. Here we go.
And Anza, would you like to be put into a group?
She just entered. She said we could put you in a group to practice
Okay,
gratitude.
great. No worries. Okay, super. We see you, Anza. We see your message.
Okay, she says no, thank you. Got it. Okay.
And how about you, Carrie? Would you like to go to a small group? They're just sharing about gratitude in their small group.
No, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So many rooms.
I
Yes.
know. It was overwhelming for me. Thank you for stepping up. Oh. I've never tried to do tech with this many people.
I think Jan is by
Ah.
yourself. Move that person into 25. It's like playing a video game.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Isabel. Okay.
And Monica.
Sabrina just added us. Oh, joined us. Hi, Sabrina.
Yeah, welcome.
I was in a room. I shared and the other person shared and the other person didn't want to share. So we finished.
Maybe this was too long.
Well,
hi, Sabrina. See your little hi there.
I'm sorry, how many more minutes do we have, Jim? Just so I know.
I got 3 minutes and 30 seconds plus the 2 minutes at the end.
Do you want to put up a
I
note
did.
saying
I sent them a message. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those of you who are just arriving, folks are in breakout rooms and they'll be back in about 5 minutes. We've been covering gratitude. And if you'd like, I can just share the steps with you again in the chat.
Here, I have it all here if you'd like me. Oh,
That'd be
go
great.
ahead, you do.
Yeah, go ahead and put it into the chat for people.
Okay. I started to and I realized okay. Let's see.
Jori, are you still bringing people back? Because Beth is left in the room and I don't think she can bring herself back.
Yes, we'll be closing it shortly.
Oh, you haven't yet closed it. Actually, we brought ourselves back.
I don't know how to bring somebody back without them doing something, so I don't think we can do anything. Would you know how to go back there, Juliana, and let her know that she'll be coming back here?
I'll go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, she can't see Eric, so you'll have to help her.
I see some of you are coming back, which is great. Everybody else will be back in about a minute or so.
And everybody's coming back and I
Got
got,
80 more seconds, Jory, so you can keep.
oh,
doing what you're
good,
doing.
because I'm still putting the steps in the chat. I tried to do it as one thing.
Too big, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So everybody be back in
So-
about 1 more minute. About 40 more seconds.
Okay.
People are coming back. We're just waiting for everybody else to join us.
Tell me when.
Will, 20 more seconds or so.
Okay, because I'm not a host anymore. I can't see that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're now a co-host again, and about 10 more seconds.
Okay, great.
Okay,
All
so
right.
here comes everybody.
So, well, good. And I would suggest, I suggest you mute yourself
Yeah,
just for right now. And I'd love to hear any feedback or anything anyone has to say about their experience or any questions.
you can raise your electronic hand if you need help on how to do that. You do that by looking on the bottom of your screen. There's something that says reactions. That opens up a
And
little
I-
menu with a way to raise your hand. Go ahead, Maida.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. I know you're not looking for questions, but just the last part of it, what is the intention of understand of question, asking the question, what did you contribute to this happening? I'm just not clear on that, what the intention of it is and what it's why it's there.
Because, thank you for that question. It's such an important one. It's to actually realize our efficacy, our capacity to actually make a difference,
Okay.
to really celebrate our own contribution. Thank you. And I tried to put, by the way, the steps into the chat, but it was over my pay grade to be able to do it effectively. So sorry. And Rena?
Yeah, in our group, we had time. Thank you for that. And I was able to kind of go back to the matrix where gratitude is finding the value in appreciating and enjoying what is. And when I read the integrated space of how we have the capacity to use it naturally, it's living in appreciation that everything can be a stimulus for enjoyment or growth. And that expanded in me that awe that, how my relationship with that statement from my husband 25 years back is that I don't want to have anything to do with you was like end of life. And now with this practice and the matrix, I can see how that gave me the clarity to take the next steps for my own well-being. And where I am today is, we are a family, and, there is healing. So how gratitude can grow us. Thank you so much for the matrix, Jori.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for sharing that clarity and what the gifts are. And I saw a couple hearts come back up there when you spoke. So you see, that was meaningful. Thank you. For others. Any other comments or questions before we move into the next practice where we ratchet it up a little bit? Okay, it looks like everybody's really ready to go. And this time, think of something, some time where you are challenged in your life, when you really want to be able to connect with someone and you want them to be able to connect back with you. And it's really a challenge. So for example, in my life, I shared earlier how as I was working with in results, that I would talk with various senators and representatives. And so this is a challenging conversation to have. There's a power imbalance, and I'm there on a mission. I'm really wanting to set the stage of connections so that I can fulfill my mission. And so think of someone in your life where you want to have a conversation, but it's a challenge for you. So I see people still writing, perhaps wanting to consider that. Anyone need more time? Okay. So now write down something specific that this person did that made your life more wonderful. Either your life more wonderful personally, or that you saw they contributed to making life more wonderful in a broader way. I see people writing, so I'll take a little bit more time to be clear around what they did to make life more wonderful. Just to see that they did something positive. I mentioned earlier when I would go in to talk to representatives or governmental people for support, I started with gratitude for what they had done. And write down now, I think, anybody need more time? No, not seeing any hands. Okay. So write down the need that the action contributed to. In the scenario that I talked about, it was support. Thank you for the needs wheel, for those of you who'd like to have that. Maybe people can put these needs in the chat, just a few of the needs. It might be your needs, it might be needs for somebody else. In answer to your question, Rory, I see well-being, love, connection, learning. Empathy, openness, acknowledgement, trust, courage, clarity, safety, understanding, affection, sustenance, nurturance, esteem, inclusion, cooperation. And these are a few of my favorite things. Yeah. So you see that there are some needs that are met. And as you consider these needs having been addressed, they're gifted, maybe not to you, but in general, that you noticed that. How do you feel right now? Just allowing yourself to take it in on a feeling level. And then notice if there's any shift in you in relationship to interacting with this person. Notice how you feel that this person now is in the world.
I was having network issues, so I got logged out in the middle of.
So you missed some of the steps. I don't know who that was.
Glad you made it back on.
Welcome.
Can you say the last question again, and I'll put it into the chat?
Sure. The one I just did, the feeling one, or?
Yeah, so how do you, you said something about how do you, what did you notice in terms of a shift of your feeling or something like that?
Yeah, just to notice how you feel right now and what it feels like in your body. Being present to connecting to this person's gift. They've done something that's met some needs. Just notice if that shifts your feeling about when you think about meeting with them, actually having an interaction. Does that make a difference? And I'd like to hear some feedback about that. What you noticed. Actually shifting your attention to some of the positivity of their experience, of what you've seen them do.
You're welcome to put your answer into the chat like Karen did. She says more empathy, or you could also raise your hand. We'd love to hear more voices, especially if you haven't spoke up yet. And even if you had a different experience, however the feeling changed or didn't change, we want to hear that.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, definitely. So we have more empathy. I came more open, positive, more engaged. Makes me feel more relaxed, feel more full, more compassion, more connected, less fear, more calm. So far, I'm not seeing anybody feeling worse for having opened themselves up that way. Oh, Karen, you have something you'd like to share? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
I found that there was a lot more, not tolerance, but less expectation of that person having to meet my need in a certain way.
Beautiful.
So it opened it up so that I could actually see what very important need this person does meet with me or did meet with me, and to carry that with me in my interaction with her.
Yeah, and I noticed you actually used your hands and went like this, like space. That's really.
Yes.
Thank you. And Robin?
So the needs that were met for me were opportunity for connection, appreciating contribution and the pleasure I experienced, and in regard to this person, opportunity to see that person at their best as a musician. It's a rare pleasure, but it is a pleasure. And then how do I feel right now with that is actually to say, not great, really, because I feel because of that connection, that opportunity for connection, that can only be met in such a small, fleeting way under the circumstances. I feel sad, I feel bewildered, bereft. I don't feel bad. This is not new stuff. So I guess the shift in myself in terms of the conversation, the challenging conversation that I have to have, is, I guess, the sense of stillness and groundedness, a determination to be honest, to be kind, and to be brief. I have some hard stuff to say. Yeah.
And
so I guess.
Go ahead.
Just I suppose the real shift is like taking away from that nervous energy of like, oh my God, it's going to turn to shit really fast, to just go, okay, I'm going to be determined to be kind, clear, and firm.
Yeah, so it doesn't shift the challenge. There's still something important here. And it sounds like there's a bit more resilience in you to be able to go forward with it.
Yeah, thank you. This has been the block for me to actually, I've been putting it off for a long time, years, and it's not even personal. It's not even a personal thing. It's through an organization, but it has to happen. So
yeah, so it's opened up something in you to take a step forward with something that you really feel strongly about.
the step was going to happen. It was about the quality that step was going to take.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so
you've opened to
determination,
yourself.
yeah, absolutely. Honesty, kindness, and brevity.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And Juliana?
So this exercise freed me from my enemy image that I had of that person, and gave me a feeling of power, within, and joy within, to connect once again to that person. Thank you for that.
Yay! This is the world I want to live in. Yeah, thank you. And we need, we sometimes need to take some steps to get there, of course. And Jan, did I pronounce your name right?
Yeah.
I got it right this time. Yay.
I'd love to share very briefly that I took immediate action while I was supposed to be doing the exercise. And I sent a text message to someone who had sent me a message this morning, and it was just, the story I told myself was that the message was angry and blaming and trying to make me feel guilty. And I saw it much more factually. Here's a few questions. I'm just going to answer the questions straight without feeling all this blame. And I just wanted to, thank you very much for just shifting my mind that I could send a nice message back instead of either ignoring it or sending a not nice message back, So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm really so touched. And I see at least one heart go up. Also touched. And Holly, hi there.
Hi, Jori. This was really a wonderful, wonderful exercise for me because I am having a difficult conversation that I'm continuing to have with a person, and when I can see his goodness and see him in this new open-hearted way of accepting and caring for the person that he is, but at the same time knowing that there's limitations in the relationship that we have, and I need to set some boundaries for myself. I'm becoming more and more in touch with what I'm eating and that I'm not getting, and that he doesn't seem to be able to give it to me. But by this exercise, and by holding this in my mind, I'm not coming from a place of anger or blame or from so much hurt and pain inside of me from wishing he would be able to be a certain different way, but being able to care for him the way he is, but not give up myself, not give up what it is I need. So this was a great exercise for me. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, you really stand in your own self-care. And I also hear some empathy in there too for him. That is a relief.
Yeah.
And I see, so I was seeing the messages, but I think I didn't miss any. Are there any in there? Did I miss anyone? See?
Got them. I think you got them. We're
almost
time for the transition here.
Okay, but I want to take a couple more minutes for you to just write down what your next step is in this situation. What's the next step?
So if you didn't quite get finished, then you can get back to it later. We're going to move into the transition zone between now and the next session. Thank you, Jori. I feel grateful you offered this session, and it really contributed to my needs for support and fun and healing. And I really, right now, I'm feeling a lot of appreciation and love. And I'm really glad that I invited you to come and share with our gang here today. So I want to close out Jori's session with this last quote from Marshall Rosenberg that I'll read for folks that are listening to the recording. Or, given the enormity of the social change that confronts us, the social change that we would all like to see, the thing that I predict will give us the most hope and strength to make change happen is if we can make sure that we learn how to celebrate. Let's build celebration into our lives, more celebration, and build from that. That's first. Otherwise, we're going to get overwhelmed by the immensity of the change. Out of a spirit of celebration, I think we will have the energy to do whatever it takes to bring about social change. Thank you, Marshall. And thank you all for being here. We're going to.
Before you do that, Jim, is it easier for you to put that quote in the chat?
I can do that in a minute. I got some other things to put in the chat first.
Okay, great.
First, if you've arrived here without registering and you'd like to register, you can still do that, and that will give you access to the recordings. There's no charge for registering. And so please do follow that link there to register. And also, we're doing this this whole thing as a fundraiser for the Center for Nonviolent Communication, which is the organization that Marshall started about 1985. And to support CNBC, that organization, we're selling books. And the books are called Pathways to Nonviolent Communication. It's the book that I just finished, and the Puddle Dancer Press, Meiji Stewart, and I have partnered in this project, and we're donating all of our proceeds to support the Center for Nonviolent Communication as they transition into this trying to survive the pandemic. And so we ask that you buy as many copies of the book as you can, and then give them away. Give them to all your friends, give them to your family members. Maybe even if you have any enemy images, make sure they get onto your gift list, and that might be a fun way to connect. If you want to give
I just also want to celebrate the social change that this can bring about. Send out that.
Yeah. And so if you want to give money directly to CNBC, especially if you can give a monthly gift, like $10 a month, like you do for the public radio or other charities or stuff like that, $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever is joyful for you to give, that helps CNBC to do planning and to support our trainers around the world and our outreach efforts, our website and stuff like that. And the last link that I'm putting into the chat is for feedback. So if you have had feedback for Jori or anything else about the sessions that you've attended so far, you can use that Google form and have a chance to express your honesty. In a couple of minutes, we will transition. Marcia's going to be coming up next, and we will start at the top of the hour. So if you need to take a quick break, stretch your legs, take care of yourself, then when you get back, Marcia will start her presentation on presence. So we'll see you again at the top of the hour.
And Jim, do you have a link that people can join our weekly message of NVC?
I will send something out to everybody. So
okay, great. Thank you.
That way. Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to put that last chat let's see if it'll fit. It might be too many words for the chat. Let's see here.
Jim, I don't see the feedback form.
Okay, I'll put it back in again. It's a link to a Google form in the chat. And so if you can scroll up into the chat. It's right above Wendy's chat, but I'll put it into the chat again. Just take me a second to get back to that page. Okay, here it comes again. Okay, and Marcia, it's top of the hour. You're on when you're ready.
Hello. Wonderful to be here. And do I need to do anything with the recording, or you've got that going?
Yeah, let me just stop